But it actually loaded right. I don't know. I guess it's because I already had everything set up. Is it better? Other than the fact that y'all have to watch me chew and listen to me chew. That's mostly bacon right there. I mean, if y'all need to take a 5-minute break, that's fine. You know, this is our room. It's not like they can kick us out. Oh wait. Chipper can kick people out. And see, now I can see the little circle thing. They may be watching Netflix over there in the camper. Got a, what do you call it? I guess I'm starting a compound around here. Compound of retired folks. Well, David, running out of bourbon is kind of a sin. No, I really hate that I missed the podcast. It's like it's like one of the really fun parts of my week. For me, it feels like morning though, because, well, I just woke up. I need to scroll down some, guys, because I'm not catching all the chat there. Hold on a minute. Dude, Leland, retype that. Or wait, I should screenshot that. That's what happens when they take out a tumor and your stones. That should be a D. Not, they didn't take out your stones, man. I hope they didn't take out your stones.
I don't know. That might be okay.
Yeah, your thumb still got a little ways to go.
That's better than how he was texting the other day.
Yeah. Hold on. Uh-oh. Hey, Thomas, I got your, hey, text, bro. Sorry, I left my phone at home, man, really. Did you get asked that guy, Leland? I did. It was his fault, or was it with my phone? Because I went with him. You know, y'all encourage Leland to lose freaking weight. He was easy to push around in the stroller when he was a kid. Not that much easier now. It's like, especially when he's carrying a kid. Well, let's put it this way. I was pushing Leah around in the stroller, and she just happened to be in a stroller that weighed too damn much. Let's put it that way. Ooh, we have peppers in the garden. Ah, stop. Does anybody know how to run a smartphone? Y'all can do this for me. Oh, Chipper, I thought I gave you my phone number. Hey, the revolting men. Hey, Mr. Revolting, you wanna join my militia? You have to trim your beard though. The missus says you can't have a manly beard and be in the militia. Be in the militia. Okay, the other side of the story is, I said, this may have a comb, and so she let me borrow her comb that she keeps in her purse to knock the rough edges off of her outstanding beauty. And, well, she caught me brushing or combing my beard. She didn't know that's what it was for. And then she let me know how she felt about my amazing face wear. And because I love her, I cut 3.5 inches of it off. And I was being nice.
Other people's brushes and combs to brush your pubic hair. That's just gross.
It's not. Technically, I know that it's like hair that comes in with puberty, but it's not pubic hair, damn it.
It is so. It's disgusting.
You sit over there and eat your supper, woman. Don't make me have to throw this brush at you and then run away. Anyways, I like what you're doing, seriously, on a that's probably somewhere in the scriptures if you read it right. I might have to find that.
Whatever.
Oh, you're in here? Oops. I mean, no revolting. It's, you know, real men do things for their wives. Psst. She's in the chat. She can read what we're saying. Hey. Northeast. Yeah. And she was perfectly happy with me keeping the beard, but I thought, what the heck, I'll trim it. And plus it was like, I didn't shave it off, I just trimmed it. Which I was considering doing anyway, because I'd actually gone for a job interview, and I'd cut most of my beard anyway. It was down to just the goatee. Didn't get the job, but then when I let it start growing back in, the goatee had almost an inch of growth on the rest of the beard, so it was driving me nuts that it wasn't all the same length. So I haven't got around to watching the what gun y'all decided to get Mrs. Revolting Man. What'd y'all get her? I've been a little busy with Leland S. is my son. I don't know if you've met him or whatever. Anyways, He just had a chicken egg sized tumor removed from his brain. That's what all that C9 is. And I'll get Leland to explain. I could Google it, I guess. I've got to get something to replace that Beretta. Me and it just don't get along. I mean, it's a good gun, don't get me wrong. I don't mind the gun. I like the caliber. But it's not me. I've always been a revolver guy. And that's just the way it is. He had brain surgery Wednesday, and they sent him home Friday. That, to me, that's amazing. But the difference in the treatment he got at Zale Lipsky in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, as opposed to the losers at Texas Tech, was amazing. Yeah, nobody knows who Lydia Cox is. That's the only, there was what, 3 words legible on that text he sent Kirsten, and it was something about, I can't remember it now, but then Lydia Cox. Who the heck is Lydia Cox? His prognosis, it had some screws loose, and she was able to take them out and replace the plate, and they're perfectly fine now. She would not reiterate that statement after I got my hands on my phone for nothing. What do you call it? Sergeant Smith was there. Is he back in the room yet? I hope so. Anyway, he asked about the plate because it didn't ever feel right to him before, because this is his second brain surgery revolting. The first one, they said they were going to go and take out the tumor. They went in there and said, we changed our mind. So they just put a metal plate over the hole, put some screws in, and kicked him to the curb. So, anyway, he asked the doctor about it, and she goes, yes, you had some loose screws. And the way she said it, I'm just like, hold on, can you repeat that? But she goes, I can't make a medical statement like that on camera. I was like, dude, do it. It was so funny. And then after that, she kept wanting them. We kept bringing up the deal about the plate and the screws and stuff. And she was trying so hard to be like professional about it. But I'm not allowed to talk to doctors or people or nothing. Y'all ever notice that y'all never see my feet in the videos? That's because I don't want y'all to see the chain where they got me chained to the front porch. Yeah, the staples were covered out. It was like, it was the left side of his brain, right, or the right side? It was right side of his brain. They had to take it out of the right side of his brain, and Leah, bless her heart, put an Easter egg up here. It wasn't this long, but That's the, see what's sticking up there? It's about what they pulled out of his head. And the doctors in Lubbock kept telling us it was like this little thing the size of a jelly bean. No, that was the center of that. That was the old part. That was the center of the tumor is what they were seeing. But the good news is that they biopsied in the, and this is just me being optimistic. I'm the glass is half full kind of guy. When they biopsied close to that jelly bean originally, and the biopsy come back inconclusive. So if they biopsied part of the tumor and the biopsy guy couldn't tell the difference, then the chances of it being that one that Patel said it was, where it's not an aggressive form of cancer or whatever, and then is really good. It's a slow growing, more of the body oopses than the body has mutated kind of thing. So kind of fond of that Leland-esque guy, so I'm pushing for the positive every chance I get.
David was hitting on the nurse.
Oh geez, dude. Yeah. Yes, it is. That medication does make you do stupid stuff. That's one of my favorite YouTube searches, is people getting out of the dentist or whatever that are going home still on the dope. I love that. Yeah, there's some people around that aren't allowed tequila. I'm not allowed beer in excess. And this is me. I choose not to become that guy when my wife's around. It's weird. I can do bourbon or tequila or whatever, and I get friendly, I guess, more friendlier. But if I start drinking beer, you can't shut me up. Y'all think I'm bad on here. You can't shut me up. I just want to laugh and cut up. I want to talk real loud. I'm that guy. So. Did y'all want to talk about something specific tonight? We really I didn't get to watch the whole podcast, but like the first 10 minutes where he was talking about the the people getting to know, and we've talked about this before in these after shows and the live podcast. Yes, Courtney, you let Leland do what was required of him to make your belly get all swelled up like that. So therefore, it's your fault. But I digress. Getting to know who it is that you're talking to on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all them places is really important. Am I twirling? I am not a medical professional, Mary Rose Remkin. Or they talked about. Oh, okay. I'm mostly Cherokee. I don't look it with the beard and the blonde hair, but my wife always gives me grief because I don't have my Indian card yet. I'm like, I'm a white guy. I don't want everybody to, I mean, but the Cherokees that I come down the line from did their level best to not be found out as Cherokee, is the thing. They were getting killed left and right. So, yeah. Apparently they were given land and all you had to do was marry one of their daughters and then whack everybody else in the family and it was yours. So, or something like that. Anyway, revolting. Here you go. You can join the, let me get this right. Let me scroll to where I can see myself. Right in the middle there. Yep. You can join our militia. It's actually a subdivision of Step 1 Survivals. He's like the commander. He's General Staff Sergeant. I just thought that's funny. Who's weird? Not weird. It's dead, right? Because SOS does the rainbow unicorn, and it's kind of a joke because I sent him the picture of the unicorn in the middle, the unicorn skull, because it's Texas Division, and he come back with LOL dead rainbow unicorn militia. So, and I liked it. So.
What's dead? The rainbow, the unicorn, or the militia?
Exactly. I mean, what militia names itself Rainbow Unicorn? I like our motto though. The Texas Division's motto is melting snowflakes to water the grass of freedom. That's our motto. It was either that or if we don't save America, who's going to? Or who else will? So. Steve. Hey, Steve. Okay, y'all catch up with each other. Did I mention that I took a nap and this is me exiting stage right? Y'all run a pool. And I get out here before this even gets to you. Oh, okay. Oh. Back. Hey, when did El Stewart sneak in here?
El Stewart's been in here.
Oh. Hi, Lakeisha. Man, the guy that made this coffee put extra coffee in it. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you. In my defense, my glasses are dirty. I just made that up. Ah. It would be funny if Revolta Man was a Freeman or something, or a Cole. That would just be funny, I think, or a Shane, or an S. I just think that would be funny. You are right smack dab in the middle of my entire family gene pool revolting, just so you'll know. My family is. There's a mountain called Sand Mountain. And we pretty much radiated out from there. You can't drive through Decatur County without seeing my family name on a storefront or something. And well, we spent a while driving around. It just amazed us how many people there were, because where I'm at, we're it. My last name is the only one here. I mean, we're like, people freak out that my last name's actually a real last name, but it's like a normal name back in Alabama. Took us forever to research the name. Ooh, you like history. Everybody sit back, I'm talking to Revolt, and y'all just calm down. Y'all like history, right? Or you do. In the 1760s, right in there was a war in Europe over around, like, you know, the Germany's or whatever, Germanic War. It was one of those deals where these people was fussing and fighting with each other. And who's in Hennigar? See, I don't know where Hennigar is. Anyway, the people lost to the German bunch. And back then, prisoner of wars became property. And to recoup losses for the war, those prisoners of war were put on a boat and shipped to a foreign land and sold as property. And that is how our name got here. We were delivered, and our name became what was put on the manifest, for the shipping manifest. My name is something off of a shipping manifest, and the translation is literal cheap labor. Sucks. But I, you know, a white guy who is way over half Cherokee, And I'm a descendant of slaves, but nobody talks about getting me any reformations. I think it's, people don't realize that slavery was so prevalent in the early Americas that not all the slaves brought it. There were a lot, no, don't get me wrong, there was a lot brought from Africa. There was a lot from the Middle East too. And there was a lot from, a lot brought from far, is it Eastern Europe? Because, well, that's just how it happened. But what the dad's side was up to the north around Sand Mountain, and then mom and them were down there around Decatur and all that, right?
A lot of Irish, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Irish. What was that Proctor dude, that preacher? Something Proctor. Anyway. One of the missionaries to the Cherokees or whatever. That's one of my great granddaddies or whatever on one side. I love that part of the world. My wife's not real big on rain and trees and running water. Who?
Trying.
Good night, Trine. Thanks for stopping by. And you're close enough. You and me need to meet up. It's only a few hours to Oklahoma. Just saying. Because that's what we were talking about before the revolting man sidetrackers. Was that people need to get together and meet. You just got to figure out some way to do it where it's safe, because you don't want Billy Bob nut job to find out your address. You know what I mean? I like Oklahoma to a degree.
I love cream cheese grits. I can handle the fried okra.
Oh. See, it took me for a minute to find that. I'm not at. I had an ex-wife that thought that because I liked hominy, it was okay to feed me hominy-based food all the time. So it was like being on a desert island with nothing to eat but hominy. So, does anybody want to sew this up for me? See, meet and greet at restaurants is a pretty good deal, but you really, I've had an offer to meet a couple of times with some of the people on here, but there's no videos, there's no real picture of you don't have a clue what the person looks like. Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. And just that's not a good idea. I mean, I understand operational security on both sides, but if you want me to step out of my vehicle and walk into a restaurant, I need to know what you look like too. Yo, I know what you look like too. And that's just fair. You too, L. Stewart. Hey, sorry I missed you when you came in the room. I would have said hi to you a lot more. You gonna be around next Friday night? Oh.
It's, and Steve said it's called Super Blue West. Brian said, what is
Oh, it's that. It's the sheath for that little neck knife I'm doing for my giveaway. Um, just, I'll get it done. I ain't no worry. I got 40 something to go to get to 500 anyway. I'll show y'all the knife though. Just a knob. It's kind of cool.
No more booze for me.
This, I soaked it and stretched it and wrapped it and stuff while Leland was getting surgificated, and I just got to stitch it now. So, and then I'm gonna. Somebody suggested on the video when I was doing on making them or whatever, because if it's spring steel, they're springs, that I make a fillet knife, and I think that's what I'm gonna do with the other one. Instead of making 2 small knives out of it, I'm gonna see if I can make one respectable fillet knife. I'm gonna try to. Yeah, when I was doing this, I almost messed up on the blade. I was afraid I was going to get it too hot and put a hard spot in it, but it's still. I can't break it. I mean, if I put it in a vise and pulled, I could, but I think it'll get the job done. While y'all are here, that's 500 subscriber giveaway. Blah blah blah. When I get to 500, figure out some way to let everybody enter, and we'll draw it, and I'll mail it to you. Lee's got the evil Cadbury egg out of his head now, so we're gonna go start moving forward on the t-shirts and such as whatnot as that. So I don't know. I was all the way up to almost to 470, and then I've dropped back down to 462. One of the old boys I was subscribed to, I'd go to his live chat, and then after the live chat I'd have 5 or 6 new subscribers, and found out that the phrase they were using, when I realized what it was that does the live chats for subscribers. I'm not really all big up on that. I don't. I want people subscribed to my channel that want to watch my videos and actually have a desire to get to know me as a human being and learn from me, and in return teach me something. I want my community of watchers to grow. I mean, I could get up, I could do the other things, I could get the subscribers, but that's not exactly the way I want to run with it. I know I'm a hick and a hillbilly and a coon ass, thank you very much, but I kind of try to be legit about everything I can be. I've actually got several videos in the works right now, but finding the time to do all the editing and stuff is the hard part. And if I hadn't have learned how to use that Windows Movie Maker, the old one or whatever from Windows 7, I think, I wouldn't be able to edit videos, period. That is like the easiest movie editor, movie maker thing they've ever come up with. It's like click, 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 click. I mean, you just point and click. And everything's in English. You can work it. That's a real word, son. I read that in the dictionary once. It means chitty chitty bang bang or something. I don't remember. Now, if everybody wants to go out there and give me these giant shout outs or whatever and stuff. Yeah, it'd help if I'd make it to the live stream sometimes, but somebody's been keeping me busy.
Says you need 37 more subs.
37 more subs? What is people jumping in there doing stuff?
Earlier, David said that is the only thing I hate about spring still is that it's temperature sensitive.
If you can keep it under the 300 mark, and I mean period, because once it get the threshold is a little lower than that, but that's the marker. Once you get it to that, it's going to be, that spot's going to be soft. The end.
And half crazy, so it should be able to sharpen that like a razor.
Yeah, it's all I did was the work on my belt sander, my high-tech belt sander, and it's already, I was cutting with it. It'll be a good little blade. I've got to keep it hidden from my grandson or y'all won't get it. I'm going to make you a knife, Leland. You've asked for one. I'll make you one. Calm down.
Revolting said, well, I don't know if it would be a giant shout out, but I'll give you one.
Revolt, I love your channel, dude. I want, with your permission, and if I can get my son over here to run the camera for me, there is a technique that your wife needs to learn if she's going to use the single shot breakover. And what I'll do is I'll shoot it. I'll shoot the video. I'll post it to my Patreon, and all you got to do is click on my Patreon thing up in on my home page and go watch the videos. I'm not asking for patrons, Chipper. They're just, it's there. I can put stuff up that gets me slapped on the hands at this place. So it's I used to quail and dove hunt, and actually that's all I hunt with is a single shot, because I've tried hunting with a pump and a semi-automatic before, and all it does is cost me a lot of shells, because I always think I can get that second bird every time, even when I know in my head I can't, because the second shot's coming out that fast. I get more birds with a single shot.
When do you think it will go up?
I don't know. Lee, what are you doing tomorrow? The trick is in how you're holding the other shells. and it's in, you got to practice. But you know, it's a little rough on your gun, but my gun's still together. I'll try to get it up this week, somehow or another.
Staying away from you with the shark gun. What is good, Mom?
Har, har, har.
Now he said he don't think good.
Oh, that's right. Dang it. Well, the missus is pretty good with the phone. Camera thingy, majigger. And I can probably do it on a tripod. Thomas, you can do it. And I know this. I think I really should start putting some of the stuff we're eating up on my Small Onion channel or something, because this keto thing is crazy how well it works. It's crazy, and it's not just that you lose the weight; you actually feel better. I ate that. There was a bake sale. We went to a bake sale. I'm on a diet and we went to a bake sale. How smart was that? I bought a miniature chocolate cake the size of this bowl, and I ate it. And I don't feel bad. After all that sugar got into my system, it wiped me out and I had to go take a nap. But I think I'm up to 27 pounds in 3 months. Is that what we decided? Or down 27 pounds in 3 months? Something like that. Some crazy number. I actually took the scale out and I was like, okay, this thing's broke. Hey, step one. How long you been in here? Everybody keeps sneaking in here on me. Yeah. What's funny is his actual doctor's note says no housework, no yard work, no nothing. Okay, bud. I'm sorry I didn't get on the thing. I was sleeping. Trying to catch up, you know. You're like the guy that showed up wanting the fuse a while ago said, you never get your kids or your parents raised. I'm glad my boy's gonna be around to push me up and down when I need to. Oh, I love gizzards. And see, that's like the fried chicken had to go. I mean, I can deep fry chicken and just can't have any batter on it. But I also like grilled chicken, and I can eat all the grilled chicken I want. I like fresh greens. I can have all the fresh greens I want. I love potatoes. Potatoes are of the devil.
Everybody that I've talked to says all their numbers are coming down.
Yeah.
Cholesterol's down, their cholesterol's up.
The keto diet is super heart friendly. Okay? I don't need cholesterol medication anymore. There's two kinds of cholesterol, a good one and a bad one. What messes you up is when your bad one gets high and your good one gets low. And I've reversed that just by changing my diet. If you think you're doing yourself a favor by eating margarine instead of butter, rethink that. If trimming all of the fat off of your steak and then eating a big chunk of French bread, two big old 1-inch thick slices of French bread with your steak, and a mashed potato the size of a elephant heart. Starches go straight to fat. If you're out building roads by hand, and I'm not talking cruising around on one of those little Packers or whatever. If you're doing extreme physical labor, then the carbs aren't that bad. But if you're not, carbs, your body turns carbs into sugar. Sugars are stored directly as fat. The whole thing with the keto diet is it teaches your body to use fat as its energy source, which actually takes more calories to break down animal fats and vegetable fats into food, into usable energy, than carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are easy to digest, so you actually get, they may say that this biscuit has 60 calories and this piece of sausage has 60 calories. Your body can get everything out of that biscuit because it's all carbs. Your body has to work its tail end off for that sausage because it's animal. It has to break it down. It has to work harder for it. The same amount of calories, one of them's easier to get than the other. That's how that works. And you've got to be careful with the keto diet, because there's a lot of people out there that are trying to sell you their product, their idea, their advice. You've got to be an adult about it. Yeah, no, I'm not a doctor. Don't go jumping on this diet and trying to change your world without going. If you got health issues, you go talk to your doctor. You got a boy in the academy revolting? See, I'm missing too much stuff. And that's fine. They got good conversation going over in the side chat, and I'm missing out on it. But that's why I'd rather be the guy in the side chat. But
yeah, Sergeant Smith doesn't need to do this diet.
Yeah, Sergeant, you do not need to do that.
But actually, you up your calories and you can actually gain weight on this diet if you up your calories.
If you up the calories, you can gain weight?
Yeah.
Yeah, because instead of, his body would have to actually do something with the stuff.
If you do a little bit of a deficit, like 20% deficit, you're going to lose weight. If you do a 20% increase, you'll gain weight.
Did y'all hear that? I'm not a keto expert, okay? It's just, I know that it's working for me. I can stay on my feet longer. I can walk further. I can lift more. I can reach my shoes to tie them now. I have lost a small human being around my midsection. 27 pounds. That's a toddler. And that's a decent sized dog. I mean, that's, my bug out bag weighs 26 pounds. I literally have lost the amount of weight in my bug out bag. So now when I carry my bug out bag, it's just like, you know, when I had the weight on. And I'm not done. I've got 12 more pounds to go.
Does anyone in this community keep up with the QAnon drops? I don't know what that means.
Who's asking that?
Brian.
Oh. I was, but there's some of the guys out there that are like doing the, depends on who you listen to, what the QAnon means. I personally think that there's something really big coming. Not 100% sure what. That's why I'm following the Bolton so hard, because he's actually educating me on this militia thing, the real deal militia thing, and his, you know, some of those rants I've gone off on about everybody needing to get together and actually start making this a real, like, we know each other situation. Even like, you know, we need, you know, those of us that are real people need to know who else is real people. You need them to be local, but you also need people across the state border or across the state. For me, you know, just because somebody's in Texas doesn't mean a whole lot of nothing. It takes a day to get from one side of Texas to the other. It's that simple. Me, I can be out of the state any direction in a half a day because I'm in the middle.
Sergeant Smith, I'm real.
Yes, you are. That was a joke. I was like, man, I don't even think he's real, because every time y'all say he's here, I'm not there. The only time he's ever there is when I'm not around.
And it's funny that he got that text right.
Yeah, and the one thing my son can type out where it's legible is that I don't think Sergeant Smith is real. In case y'all didn't know it, I finally got to meet Mr. Smith. And he said, and I quote, "Wow, you're way better looking and much taller than I thought you would be in person." That's what he said. Or something like that. I think that's what it was. Pretty sure that's what it was.
Mary Rose, I'm a pen name, but my inner real person's real.
Yeah, that is the trick, Revolted, is getting people to be like, whatever. You know, they're all like, oh, it's so lame. They're just crazy. They're worried about nothing. Ten hours puts you in Kansas. Well, depending on what part of Texas. From me to Kansas City is 10 hours. Just FYI. Hey, World Without Law is in here now. Hey, Tim. You're making me jealous with those big tubs. I need to... Ooh, I wonder if I could sneak over the fence at that closed greenhouse and get all those tubs I got in the back without getting shot or arrested. Or hanging my belly on that big tall fence. That's like an 8-foot fence. I might as well just give that up. Okay. Uh, you know what there is to see in Kansas? Nothing. I'm sure there is, but the little markers on the side of the road that said, interesting thing this way. We followed this dirt road for an hour. And we get out there and they called it a rock. It was like a pillar sticking up out of the ground that was made out of little pebbles. It was cool. I mean, I don't know how they got them pebbles stacked that high. But, yeah. I was like, we drove all the way out here for this. The local guys like to drive out there. There was like places where they had bonfires and there was beer cans all over the place. They really ought to keep that place a little cleaner. Yeah, fields, more fields, and we actually got out of the fields and got to the part where there was some like looked like canyon. It actually looked a lot like Texas, or the part of Texas we're from, but then we found out there's nothing there. Yeah, Sergeant Smith's in Big Dallas. I'm gonna do some videos on that too. The people get out of the big cities. I know it's hard. I know it's not as easy as just, putting your stuff in a knapsack and throwing it in the back of your car and driving off. Put some effort into it. I have never seen so many defeated people in my entire life. All the people that I met that were living in Dallas, thank you, honey, I love you, that were living in Dallas were either angry or defeated. Or irritated. Unhappy, that's what, not irritated, unhappy. Angry, defeated, or unhappy. The entire time we were there for Leland's surgery, the people that I met that lived there, the people at the facility, the people working at the restaurants, everything like that, they were not happy people. The only people we met that were happy and friendly, and you could, and I'm talking, you look into their eyes, the window of the soul, and you could see the state of their being, were the people that were there. One lady, her brother, a man she loves dearly, was fighting for his life. She was happy to be alive. She wasn't from Dallas. Another woman, her husband's third brain surgery, they messed up the first one, got his brain infected, they had to go in and remove the infection, second brain surgery. And then while they were in there, they still didn't take out the tumor. And then, boom, they found this hospital and they were getting it done. Now take that back. The doctor was actually neither defeated nor whatever. But I don't think she lives in the same world that everybody else does in the city. I'm just saying cities are bad. Who's leaving? Later, revolting. I see that it was revolting leaving. Have a good night. I will comment on one of your videos or something when I put that video up. Yeah, I'm serious. I know you have to, the work's there, but it's not going to kill you to drive in 45 minutes. Get a smaller vehicle. Get up 45 minutes earlier and drive in. But that way when you get off work, and you make the 45-minute drive, you're outside of the poison zone. It was literally oppressing. I mean, not depressing, oppressing. The staff sergeant didn't sneak out, did he? Hey, Staff Sergeant, you still in here? I was going to tell you, I seen Sippy's spirit animal today. He was harassing a cat. I thought it was funny. Well, right now the market's up, Steve, if you can sell it in Fort Worth. I wouldn't try to buy anything in Dallas, Fort Worth. I don't know about Fort Worth. I know Dallas is up, but you'd think they're the same. But everybody's all, I'm going to Dallas, Fort Worth. Dude, which one are you going to? I mean, they're over an hour apart. I mean, you got Arlington. I mean, there's a whole huge city between Dallas and Fort Worth. Arlington's a big place. I liked Texarkana area, but we didn't live in Texarkana. I went in there, made my money, and got out of Texarkana. All Texarkana area was my source of income. We lived out in the middle of nowhere. And Sergeant, there's work out here. You know, as long as you can, you know, keep your pH level right, you're fine. I don't understand how people can't see what's coming either. I can't give it a date or anything, but my prediction stays the same. And I don't know if I've ever put that on here, because, well, people really need to figure it out for themselves. But it is going to be it's going to be big, but it's going to be so big, so widespread, that people don't see it. We're like little ants, not even the big red ants. We're the little crazy ants, the little sugar ants. That sugar ant never sees the foot that's coming down on it to destroy it and every other ant around it. it's too big. It doesn't see it coming. It kills it just the same. So what's coming? There will come a time in the not too distant future where it will actually be against the law to think inside the box. The box being reality. In the not too distant future, there is going to come a time when we have no individual rights, when everything is a collective, where the sole purpose of the controlling entity is to assure that everybody is cookie cutter the same. And anybody that does not fit into the mold will be excised. Exactly how it's going to happen, I don't know. I know I can see it happening now. Later, smoking. They don't want male and female. They don't. They don't want there to be men and women anymore. If you can get rid of the difference between men and women, you're halfway to the absence of individuality. Without individuality, there is no such thing as free will. Because if you're thinking like everybody else, you're not an individual. Do you have to, is thinking outside of the box the way you become an individual? No. It's the way you become less than what you were intended to be. Individuals exist within the box, the realm of their creation, not outside the realm of their creation. God does not put female souls in male bodies. He does not put male souls in female bodies. It doesn't work that way. He does not intend for everybody on earth to ignore gender. That's something we're released from after we pass. It would take hours to explain what's coming. Paul Harvey did a pretty good job of describing it, or how it would happen. First you get rid of God. Then you make everything that God taught to be right, wrong. And then you kill everybody that doesn't fall in line. And then after you've killed everybody that doesn't fall in line, those that have fallen in line and aren't useful, you kill them too. That's the way it works. And pharmaceuticals are a big thing. Good night, Lee. Love you, son. Oh, where'd he go? Where'd he go? I was reading that. I lost it. Yes. And she said something else. What was it?
The University of Texas now says masculinity is a mental illness.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That is.
In UK, it's now illegal to ship knives.
Yeah, you
Buy
can't.
and have a knife shipped to you.
Yeah.
Like that, mind you.
Yep. Yes, it is definitely the Ching side. Yes, it is. And gender is important because I'm not sexist. You can ask my wife. If my wife wanted to be a welder, what am I gonna do to stop her? She can lay a prettier bead than I can. It sucks, but that was still funny. It's not that women can or can't do anything men can do that way. It's that we were put together different for a reason. And if we start ignoring that reason, which I honestly don't believe that World War II was fought over the axis of evil and stuff like that. The they, the them started that war. That the World War II is when the family unit was changed forever. Now, granted, it's only MIG welding, and she might have to practice some, but she has the patience to make it pretty. I was getting paid by the piece. I was putting it out there. We're the last real generation, and I know y'all know who I am and how I roll and stuff like that. I approach everything. My prepping, my SHTF scenarios, all of them have to be based biblically. None of us know the day and the time. We don't know. I'm still debating on whether or not the bowls or the trumpets come first because I don't think it correlates in a direct timeline. I'm sorry, that's raw meat. We'll go to that later. But yeah, our enemy is not the government. Our enemy is the Antichrist. The end. The Antichrist is anti-Yah. Anything anti-Yah is bad. The end. Yeah. I just need a sippy. And I'd be set.
Daniel says hello.
Daniel, hey Daniel, what's up? That's okay. We were like, I was like asleep and woke up and realized I'd missed the live deal for SOS and yeah, here.
Keyboard. Go read his.
Well, and that's part of it, but it's such an intricate plan, Tibor. There's no way this was done with a human mind. This is so above the ability of human beings to conceive. It's not funny.
Who's Jerry Brown?
I don't know. I'll have to Google him. I don't know. But he's got a winky face after it, so.
Crystal, I think, is Yeah, and Nina. Oh,
No,
whoever needs
I
it.
need the sippy cup. I've got a Mrs. West. I just need a, I need a nurse. got I've got somebody that can, you know, I just sit over here and drink a Mai Tai, and my wife can build me a shelter and go kill me some food and cook it. I just need somebody in case I get a boo-boo.
Chipper's up.
Bye, Chipper. Get some sleep. But, what was I talking about? There's no way that a bunch of guys sitting around smoking cigars come up with the plan for what started in World War II. They had to make men bitter. They had to make women lonely. They had to make women want something more than what, make women want more than what the best thing, what they used to want. I don't know how to put it. I mean, women used to want to be wives. They wanted to be helpmates. Now they want to be partners, or they want to be the CEO of the marital corporation. And people that were raised before World War II and everything stay married for 60, 70, 80, 90 years. Those married after, if they're really lucky, make it 30. Most of those raised after Vietnam, if they're lucky, they can make 10. It's pretty obvious that the wars aren't fought over oil or economics. Something's causing the wars to be fought, because every time we have a war, the family structure becomes less biblical and becomes more something else. Well, Crystal, the CEO doesn't do anything. Signs all the papers and makes all the decisions. Nothing wrong with being the CEO. But that's the thing. Wes S., if he'd been raised in the 1900s up and got married and everything before 45, Wes S. would have done the checkbook, would have done all the finances, would have paid all the bills, would have handled every bit of that. The only expectation for Mrs. Wes S. would have been the home. Mr. Wes S. would have made sure there was money for all the bills, all the groceries, all the sundries, and all the things that Mrs. Wes S. wanted. That would have been the sole thing. That's not the way it works anymore. And it's actually projected that that way of doing things was oppressive to the Mrs. Wes S's from back then. And it wasn't. They didn't sit around and stare at the wall and think, well, life's over, I have nothing to do, all I do is raise kids and wash dishes. They actually had super full lives. They had friends at the grocery store. They had ladies from church. They had the neighbors. They got to, I mean, my mom was always getting together with people. It was, you know, you had friends. But, anyway. My only question is who's taking me fishing tomorrow? We'll see, son. If I can get somebody to do my chores. And yeah, your mom said to tell you to go to bed. Go to bed before you get me in trouble. Digger snuck in here, I see that.
Yeah, Crystal, that is not the CEO. The wife, the mother is never the CEO.
No, you, Crystal, you are the office manager, not the CEO. You think you're the CEO because you do all this stuff.
Digger says food.
Yep, I told him. It's the CEO has people that pays the bills. They just make the decisions. And that's what mine and Mrs. Biggest clashes is. I take a little too long sometimes to make decisions because I overanalyze everything. I really do, and she's right. But Leland, can't take you fishing if you stay up all night. Okay? Go to bed, son. Somebody will take you fishing tomorrow. Okay? But it's going to cost you. I'm going to come over and dig a ditch or something. And see, that's the thing. Everybody, the running the house thing changed. Running the house is not supposed to mean taking care of the bills and the checkbook. That's my job. That should be the man's job. The woman should not have the stress of worrying about whether or not the bills are paid. That's not her spot. Women should not have to carry the stress of worrying about whether or not their child gets an infection from a scant knee and whether or not the rent is paid that month. Why should she have to do that? I'm not saying that that's not the way it is. I'm saying that it didn't used to be that way. Historically, the men did that. They were supported and helped by the wives, but the men did that. That slowly went away. $60, $70, $80 years ago and on back, boys were raised to become the men to take over the family's livelihood or, you know, make one of their own. Now we raise our children to abandon the home and start their life somewhere else. How does that make any damn sense? How does, okay, we got you through college, now go move 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 3,100 miles away and start your own life. and don't worry about us. You can come back every 3 Christmases or whatever. Where does that fall into honor thy father and thy mother? People need to look that up and study what honoring your father and your mother means. Nursing homes should not exist. There's no need for them. Simple as that. I take that back. There is a need for them, but nursing homes are abused by modern society. It is the job of the child, the responsibility, the duty appointed by God, that they take care of their parents in their old age. Why? Because as a child, your parent watched you, fed you, doctored you, sacrificed daily for you. They quite often gave up their passion for their love for you. You can go through the list, on and on and on and on and on. I owe my mom my life. Liz owes her mom her life. Dads, same thing. Children owe their mom and their dad their life. Sometimes mom and dad screw up, and you gotta alter the relationship. That's just the way it's always been. But if you've got good parents, you treat them right. I'm tired and I'm getting real negative now, and this is no fun anymore. And I don't want my live streams to be all bummers and stuff. So.
Did you see what David was saying? Like challenge one or something?
You know, that is not a bad idea. Yeah, but for that to work, for the it'd have to be something that would be pretty secretive, that, you know, wouldn't be shared until you were pretty sure you could trust the person anyway. Yeah, be the light is what we need to be, not the dingy old, what do you call it, bushel basket. Yeah, but the coin be something you gave after the meeting, I think, to make it work. You know, it's something like, okay, you got this now. Face-to-faces are something that, you know, is something that takes time and everything. Me and Rob Painless, we talked a long time before we got together. Because it's just smart. And there's been people on here that wanted to send me stuff that me and Rob found, believe it or not, me and Rob know all the same people on here pretty much. And we question it, you know, we talk to each other about y'all. Because it's smart. You know, the people that I've met, he may not have. The people he's met, I may not have. So he's got face-to-face or personal phone conversations or whatever to go with. And that's important. Now, one thing that I strongly suggest is a burner phone. You know, doesn't make sense. Good night, Tibor. Are you a Mason, Daniel? Are there any Masons or Mason families in here? I'm not. I'm just checking.
Your dog's barking at something.
My dog is barking at something? Okay. Okay. Just now that I've asked that question and you've said no, I'll just say don't even get me started on them bunch of people. I know a bunch of Masons. They've all got a circle and a plus sign on their foreheads. For me. Good. The only secret society we need is rum. But yeah, she is. I think that's a tree sound. Sadie has something locked up. I'm going to close this real fast. God bless y'all. Stay alive. Don't die. I am going to go see if I can kill a coon or something. Love y'all. Stay alive. Don't die.